Welcome back to another episode of DadDimes. I'm DJ. That's Justin right there. We are in episode 17 already.
Number 17.
Yeah, buddy. And today we are going to dive in a bottle of our first recommended bottle from a fan.
This is a fan recommended pick.
Yes, sir. This is Brush Creek.
We're just starting the night.
Yeah, we're just starting. I haven't drank in quite a while, actually.
Yeah.
But this is Brush Creek.
Out
of Saratoga, Wyoming.
Our friends to the north, but not too far north.
Not too far.
Okay.
This one's 94 proof or 47% alcohol by volume. This one's a blended whiskey. It's blended out of Kentucky, Indiana, and Tennessee.
And Tennessee whiskey.
But it's blended, bottled in Wyoming. Saratoga, to be exact.
So they imported. Like, this is an imported spirit.
Imported.
From
yes, sir. 3
different states. Mm-hmm. And they craft this beautiful bottle. Brush Creek.
Yep.
Straight bourbon. Aged 4 to 12 years, depending on. So kind of outside of the little bourbon realm there. But you know what? We're still calling it bourbon, and we're probably going to enjoy most of it.
Some of it.
It's been a minute. Okay.
Most of it.
Most of it? All of it? Not all of it. Well, it depends. We haven't reviewed. I've never tried this one.
I've never tried it either.
This is a fan pick.
A fan pick, yes, sir. Okay. Our buddy, I believe his name was Alex.
I'm glad you remember those names. Like, you are so good with names. I am gone.
I'm going to say that's his name because I'm about 83% sure.
Yeah.
It's from Alex. So
the 17 other percent could have been Shane.
No, it wasn't Shane.
Start with an A. Well, thanks, Alex, for recommending Brush Creek. They said, you know what? If we're going to do anything, we should shop local, but not too local. We're going to go out of state lines. I have some great memories in Wyoming. Right at the border.
Fireworks?
That's about it.
Yeah.
Just enough to get there, turn around, come back.
Yeah, I got a ticket for fireworks, so don't really do fireworks too much.
We don't want to talk about. So. Actually, we might talk about it. We're going to talk about some law enforcement stuff happening in the state because you know what? We're going to have to at least dive into it. It's some pretty big deals.
Absolutely.
Before we do that, though, go ahead.
I was just going to say, before we dive into it, let's showing off our new merch here. We got DadDimes On the Rocks hoodies.
Yeah.
My beautiful beard's in the way, but you can see it right there.
Glorious flowing beard.
Yeah. I mean, I still get compared to Jason Momoa all the time, so my beard's a little bit better, probably.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it.
I've seen you swim better than Aquaman.
Yeah, I can. I'm like a whale in there. If I shave my beard, I look like a beluga whale. So
okay. The old cool. Beluga's a good whale.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is our first time live streaming.
Yeah.
DadDimes.
Threw it upon us in the last 5 minutes, huh?
Well, yeah. Okay. So I've been thinking about it for a while, and at some point you just kind of have to pull the trigger. Trigger warning. Trigger has been pulled.
Yeah.
Look where we're at.
We're live, baby.
We're live. We're making it happen. We do have chat open, so if anyone is out there in TV land watching us on the old YouTuber, and you have questions for us, or if you want to just put some things out there, throw it in the chat. We're monitoring chat as we're. Well, I'm not monitoring. You are.
I can see it. Yep.
I got a mirror, which I can't see that well.
Oh, you can't read it?
But I'm pretty sure that I can read it backwards, upside down, and completely be wrong still.
Well, you should probably get relay-sicked.
Oh, man. I've thought about it.
Yeah.
We'll get into that after we pop the cork on this one. I'm excited, Brush Creek. Thank you so much, Wyoming. This is probably the second greatest thing to come out of Wyoming.
Besides fireworks?
Yeah, fireworks are pretty nice.
Very nice!
And I do approve of their current firearm laws. I mean, you can go up there and transfer without having to have some issues. So,
nice. That's always nice.
We don't do that here anymore. We used to, back in the day.
Back in the day when this was America?
We're getting closer. All right, we popped the cork. We got the Brush Creek Straight Bourbon Whiskey, a blend of crafted in... Wow, this is a nice label. It's actually a really nice label. Bottle is generic, which is cool. I think we often talk about that if they dedicate too much money into a bottle, maybe that's where the money went, not actually into the spirit itself. They did a really good job. I like the homage in the background of this, by the way. It says...
the old Oregon Trail or Wyoming Trail.
I mean, probably Wyoming. Brush Creek Distillery, located in Brush Creek Ranch, working cattle ranch in south central Wyoming, encompassing over 30,000 acres of rolling hills and breathtaking views of the Sierra Madre mountain range and Medicine Bow National Forest.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And
so,
some would say whiskey's medicine, so.
For a very long time, they didn't just say that. It was actually practiced, you know?
Yeah, I still practice it, personally. This smells good. What sense are you getting out of there?
Wow. You know, so we often go over, what does it smell like? Well, what do they tell us it smells like? Then what does it actually smell like? Yeah. They say it smells like cherry. They say it smells like new leather. That's kind of weird. I don't
smell new leather in there.
I think they say that because it comes from a cattle ranch.
Maybe.
Maybe a connection.
They want you to buy their leather.
Maybe as they're processing their cattle ranch, some of the scents get in the barrel. I don't know. And they say it smells like
better than shit, huh?
You never know. It does smell better than that. You're right. It smells like cherries. It actually has a really distinct cherry smell to it. This is rather nice.
I'm excited for it. I picked up on some sweetness. I didn't really get too much. I have a hard time saying, "Oh, that's a hint of vanilla."
Does it smell like cherry to you?
It kind of does, yeah.
I mean, we have bourbon cherries in old fashions all the time. That's what
to
this
be
smells
fair,
like.
I've kind of blocked my nose senses because I work with shit. So
I don't want to smell anything.
Yeah.
I went. We'll talk about cop stories. There was. After someone no longer is here, they're unalived. Some of them go through a process to see why that happened. When that occurs, there are certain aromas that are protruding through various parts of the unalived object, because it's no longer a person, and you can never get that out of your nose, ever.
I believe it.
But this helps. First taste, what are you feeling?
Feeling better. I didn't find it to be that hot.
It's
smooth.
94 proof compared to last week was that was a throat burner.
Yeah, it was kind of a bummer the more you got into it, where whiskey's supposed to get better as you drink it.
No, that was just painful. I can taste the cherries. That's a very maraschino cherry-esque.
I could kind of taste like a...
They're saying roasted cherries, dried blueberry, cinnamon, and toasted oak. Now, we had a toasted bourbon on here from...
Basil
Hayden, thank you. And that was like licking the bottom of a fire pit.
Yeah.
It was a really good way of putting it.
I wasn't a big fan of that one.
We've had the double oaked, which is a very strong oak.
That was like chewing on a fire log. That one I actually did like.
I mean, as you kind of went into it, it got a little bit better.
Yeah.
This isn't like fired toasted oak. Like it's like a small hint in the background. I really don't get the cinnamons out of it. Synonyms. But I do get the cherry. So, bravo on that blend. I like it.
I don't get no vanilla or caramel really either.
No. There's no taste of caramel.
Maybe a bit of leather.
I was chewing on my leather belt the other day, and that's the reason why this is tasting the way
it tastes like leather.
That's how I knew.
So, it's pretty good. I like it.
I am on the fence. I don't think it's bad. I do like the flavor.
Yeah.
I just don't know if it's something that is going to be the next greatest thing. But you know what?
So far, Alex didn't steer us wrong. That's for sure.
No.
So.
Just want to make sure it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
And I put that down there because the first, was it the movie trailer for Bad Boys 4? Just released this week.
Nice. Haven't seen it.
They're getting old.
Yeah.
So are we. Younger with this elixir.
Yeah, I feel young. I feel like I could go deadlift 500.
We will be posting a video. We have it of you hitting the old 400 weight, and I'm pretty impressed by that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's taken an entire lifetime to reach that goal. 400 pounds lifting off the ground.
And I did it not deadlifting for years and drunk.
Hey. that limbered you up a little bit.
Yeah, I felt great the next day too. It's pretty good.
Small wins.
So, some exciting news.
Yeah.
Bittersweet exciting news.
Ooh.
I recently quit my job, so I'm unemployed currently.
Yeah.
Didn't just quit it to quit it. However, I did take another position, moving up my career, so I'm super excited to be going there. But, I'm leaving the old Dunn Plumbing on great terms. I loved everybody I worked with. Yeah. Managers, Blaine and Vern, HR, Michelle, all my dispatchers, co-workers.
Yeah, great people.
All great people.
Yeah.
I just needed to move on. Oh, John Oxford as well.
John.
He's a good buddy. He was I don't know his title. He was basically general manager or something like that. But want to appreciate. I thank them and I appreciate for everything they're doing and done for me. But I also want to say I'm super excited to go to my new company, Endurance Plumbing.
Ooh.
So hey, you know what?
Cheers.
Cheers to that.
To that.
Thank you. So I've been unemployed this week. I'm just kind of tying up some loose ends around things and
hiding some things in the concrete. That's how we used to tie up loose ends.
No comment. But I start Monday, April Fools.
April Fools.
So if I win the Powerball between now and then, I'll let them know April Fools.
We're going to have to make some choices. You can't win the Mega Millions. Someone won that.
It's all right. I'll win something else.
The Powerball's good, though.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I mean, if you had to have like a second best choice.
Bummer. But so I'm really excited. They're actually fans of whiskey as well. So once I get to know them a little bit better, I'm sure they'll have some referrals as well for some.
You know what? As long as we have sponsors, I'm all about it.
Absolutely. I'll wear the endurance hat.
For all your plumbing needs.
Sponsor.
Like a NASCAR shirt.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a big deal. That's a great opportunity for you, for your family, and everyone involved. So I'm really excited. Except, have you told them what Thursday mornings look like?
What do Thursday mornings look like?
Days after DadDimes.
I have not. They'll find out.
I mean, it's absolutely fine because,
I don't get hangovers.
You don't get hangovers. I'm pretty impressed. I wish I could be that guy growing up. But
yeah. I'm growing up and I'm still that guy, so that's even better.
It's even better now that you're close to 40.
Yeah.
But not there yet.
Close.
That's a note, by the way, for those that are listening. Not there yet.
Although my knees and my hips and my back say they're about 70, so.
We're getting a little bit closer every single day, but we have not hit the old 40 yet. So, I was going to ask you, let's see here.
To the left and just above the knee.
Okay, got that. Yeah, that's how your golf swing is. You got a few games in so far this season, so congratulations on that. That's, I think, 2 more than last season.
No, I think we went once. Well, we did a couple, just 9 holes.
The par 3s.
Well, we did the par 3s, but I think we went and did at least 2 9 hole rounds. Yeah.
Well,
so, yeah.
Glad to see that you haven't lost any of your edge.
Hey, the last 9 hole we did.
It's pretty well.
First 3 out of 4 holes were par, and then our rule is every time you get a par, you shotgun a beer, and so shotgun 3 beers in addition to the other 2 that I had, and then the double whiskey and Coke, and
then we were pretty much even for gameplay.
Did not shoot another par.
Wait, shot a par in my heart.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I got some golf going on. Got a new job, new gig.
New gig, yeah.
Job. Got the old
new shirts.
New shirts. We could just stop right now. We made it.
Almost.
We
got to get our first real comment, and then we're done.
Well, we have one comment.
a real comment.
I mean, it's real.
From someone we don't know.
We're going to be reaching pretty far. We'll see.
Hey,
what we
look
do,
at
though.
that. Nothing.
Okay. Yeah, man, I was all excited. I looked for the reflection. I'm like, I still see nothing. That's cool.
Still nothing.
So, what else happened this week? We had a bridge collapse.
Bridge collapse, yeah.
In the U.S. That's pretty horrible.
Yeah.
The message out to the families: hearts with you, prayers are with you. I was just so I was looking at the distance between the airport and that bridge, and it's a few miles.
A little ways away.
No, it's relatively close.
Oh,
Yeah,
you could have been on that bridge.
Dang. That's a big bridge. Yeah, really high up there. And it's crazy how things change like that. I did go over a bridge, and we're getting into weird conversations here. What bridge have you been on? In D.C., and as I'm going over it, the person I was with was telling me, this former FBI agent, was saying, hey, do you know why this bridge is so popular? I'm like, no, I have no idea. I've never been here. They're like, oh yeah, back in the 70s or 80s, a plane wasn't properly de-iced over in D.C. It took off, couldn't get enough lift, and it crashed here on this bridge. And I was like, oh.
Did they repair it?
Can we keep going? A little bit faster, please? I don't want to be stuck. So, fun stories. Good trip, though. Really cool things out there. If you've ever wanted to go out there, I think we should do it together.
For safety?
So there were some... let's talk about show. Hang on a second. I'll get some more of this cherry. Oh, yeah. So we enjoy...
Daddy likes.
We enjoy bourbon reviews. We enjoy going through various spirits and where it comes from, how it has been created, how it's been masterfully bottled and then provided to the public. We were going through D.C., and I look at the window. It was not a good part of D.C. It's probably like maybe a quarter mile outside of like all the cool stuff, like the monuments and the White House, stuff like that. It's about a quarter mile out, and we're going into the city. This agent wanted to take me through the back way in because it was a better way of going, I guess. I look out the window, and I see an individual taking a fifth of, I must say, it was a clear liquid, probably vodka, more than likely, pouring it directly into a Sprite bottle, which I was like, hey.
Good idea.
Great idea, because now I just think it's a Sprite. And then he chucks the bottle at the roadway, glass goes everywhere, but then you look out and there's glass everywhere anywhere. So I'm like...
Because of him?
Because of him and all of his friends. Like, I guess this is the thing they do. And I started thinking to myself, like, this is where we have gone in a society of such disrespect to other fellow individuals on this planet. That it's like, oh, here's a good place to shatter glass so you can walk all over it and around it to get through it. Yeah. Not a safe place to go. So, moral of the story, you shouldn't be going to D.C. without a buddy. And if it's anybody's that you like, it's probably going to be DJ and myself. So bring your drinking buddies.
Absolutely.
We're always up for a free trip. To all of our sponsors out there. Hang on a second. Let's do that right now, actually. A word from our sponsors. The good news about that is we don't owe anyone anything. So I don't have to tell you how good or bad your bourbon is. I just tell you the truth.
That's true. Our closest sponsor, which are good buddies down at Cherrywood Liquors, we do thank you for everything you've
always given us love.
Gotten to us. Yeah. So thank you guys.
Yeah. Just so happens if you look back here, there is a new bottle, and that's going to be a big bottle for a big occasion. Haven't figured out exactly what episode yet. I mean... 18 maybe? I don't know. We got
there's two really cool bottles. Well, I mean, there's a lot of cool bottles, but two of them that I'm super excited to try.
The old Rip Van Winkle.
Yep.
Yeah.
The old Rip. Also, the old George T. Stag, which is exciting. And then all the other ones are just fun too.
They're great. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to have to go back in time and hit the old Colonel again because I forgot what that tastes like.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't, but...
No, I forgot to.
I'm all about revisiting. Let's put this on the rocks, and we're going to get into some deep conversations. Yeah, we did the cool ice this week. They didn't forget to freeze it. I don't know if anyone notices how much time, energy, and effort goes into DadDimes, but we have to We don't have interns yet to freeze our own spheres of ice.
We handcraft them from a block to get the sphere.
The spherical. Yeah, we chisel it. That's another skill set that you need to put on the old resume.
Chisel?
Ice chiseler.
Yeah. I could do that.
I mean, between that and being a full-time host for DadDimes, I don't know where you find time for another job, but, you manage to do it.
Father of 40.
You have one or two.
Couple.
I see what you did there, though. That's pretty impressive. Why go for one when you can go for more?
Yeah. Go big or go home, right?
Yeah. And for all those that don't know, tax day is coming up.
Which I've had to pay the last...
That makes no sense. How do you have so many kids and owe money?
I have no idea. Our tax guy sucks.
Yeah, it's Turbo. Turbo. On the Rocks. Man, it changes the color. But, really anything would. Big spherical glass ice in the center.
Definitely. That first sip I got a sweet cherry.
Ooh. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I like it. Mellows it just a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that's where you get the toasted cherry, maybe like the dried.
Toasted. Yeah. Yep. That's what I got.
It starts bringing in that flavor.
It's pretty good.
Profile. It's a really good sipping whiskey.
We do got to be careful because we both got fat. Well, I've always been fat, but we haven't drank in a while.
Well, we're
getting healthy.
We're still drinking for the show because it's our responsibility. Mm-hmm. But everything in between, man, you gotta watch what's going on for the intake, and this should not be a calorie add. This should be an enjoyable addition to the day. So always something to think about.
Absolutely.
But that being the case,
we did get on it.
Yeah, haven't indulged, which is unfortunate because usually we'll try out a lot of these options beforehand. Yep. So now this is like a completely blind taste test.
Blind taste test, yeah. Which I kind of like too.
Yeah.
Shoot, I like to be surprised sometimes.
I'm surprised on how much I like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I didn't expect that coming out of a Wyoming company because there's not a huge brand label for that being a whiskey vessel yet. But now
you think of Wyoming, you think of cowboys, right?
Yeah,
cowboys are known to drink whiskey
or Bud Light.
Are they?
Depends what kind of cowboy. There was this movie I saw years ago. Changed my entire perception of cowboys.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
I watched the trailer. I never actually watched the movie because
It's your favorite movie. Don't lie.
Not on my top 50.
You watch it and you're like, I should have been a cowboy.
Yeah, that's a little homage to man, I should have been a cowboy. Keith? Toby Keith, yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Keep resting in peace, my friend. Resting in peace. What else is going on in the world?
Not much, man. Just getting after it on trying to drink a lot of water.
Oodles of water, yeah.
Eat better. Which
yeah.
I'm kind of going for the keto carnivore because I can't really go full carnivore, but then again, I love avocados and stuff like that, so I'm just gonna.
I've always known you to be a meats guy.
Yeah, no problem there.
Yeah,
actual food meats, not penis meats. For our listeners, just to let you guys know.
I don't know. There's a lot of uneaten parts of animals.
Never had the testes, that's for sure.
So back in the day, was a firearms instructor for a police department. also did law enforcement for several years before he retired. And one day, we're out on the range, and it starts to snow. And I'm like, yeah, you know, just suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah.
All right, you got to train as you fight. You might have to fight in the snow. And it starts snowing more. Now you got to train as you fight. You got to fight in the snow. And it starts snowing more, and the captain was like, yeah, we're not going to be out in this. I was like, yeah, I know. You're a captain. You're not going to be out in this, but you know, all of us lower people on this planet that have to go out and serve and protect, we're going to be out in this. Yeah, but we probably should just call it a day. Like, yeah, well, you're the captain. Yeah. Went to a local restaurant around the range down in Arapahoe, Douglas County, something like that. And there's a unique item on the appetizers. Mm-hmm. And he was like, well, have you ever tried these? And I was like, yeah, I mean, I've been in Colorado for 36 years at that time, all my life. And he was like, well, we need to order some Rocky Mountain oysters. And I was like, I would rather not. So he orders them because he's the captain, passes them around. I'm like, I would rather not. And he's like, well, you know, I'm the captain. So we all ate them. Rubbery, kind of, like chewy, not bad.
Yeah.
It's not something that you should look forward to eating. For all those that have never had a Rocky Mountain oyster, they are
bull testicles.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably more so you know that they're bull testicles, so you don't want to eat them.
Yeah.
But if you had no idea, you'd be like, oh, that is not bad.
I probably wouldn't even question it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a soft shell crab sandwich in Maryland.
Tasted just like bull testicles.
And it's a piece of bread, and then it's a soft shell crab with its little feet sticking out the sides.
Yeah.
And then a piece of bread on top, and there's some stuff in between, like lettuce and whatever. It was really good. I'll never have another one, though, because when you look at this thing and your sandwich has claws sticking out, it's a psychological issue.
Yeah. Cut off the claws, you'll never know.
Honestly, if you would have cut off all the little feet,
yeah,
would have never known.
They probably had Old Bay on it.
Old Bay season. I brought you back some Old Bay season. That was good.
Hot sauce, which is really good. Old Bay hot sauce.
Yeah, small wins. I like it.
Yeah.
So this is cooling down quite a bit, which is nice. We're having a little bit of dilution. What are you thinking?
It's pretty good.
Just pretty good.
I mean, I finished it.
Slow down.
Not gonna lie, I already feel it, but it's all right because it's Wednesday.
Because it's back in school, we used to call this a specific Wednesday. Wasted Wednesday.
Okay.
And then Thursday was a no class Thursday, even though you paid for it financially.
Oh, in college?
Yeah.
I went to School of the Hard Knocks.
But you graduated.
Yeah. I feel like I'm still there sometimes.
I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure you made it.
As a rapper said, it's a hard knock life for us.
Annie?
Annie said it, but Jay-Z made a song. So.
How about that P. Diddy?
Heard he likes to fondle boys' diddles.
Ditties?
I think yeah. He likes to touch boys' ditties.
Well, all I know is some things happened to one of his chalets.
Conveniently, his private plane was not in the U.S.
Was it on an island?
Antigua?
Epstein?
Could have been.
You heard it here first.
He was responsible for Tupac's murder. Now he's diddling dudes.
Dude.
What a fuck.
I mean, he really is the Diddy.
Yeah.
And there was a Nickelodeon special that came out. I haven't watched it yet.
I did watch that. It was pretty good. Well, it was like...
Did you give it 2 thumbs up? Was it on Netflix?
No, it's on Max.
When you finish movies or shows on Netflix now, it says thumbs down, thumbs up, or 2 thumbs up. Can you imagine?
2 thumbs up.
This was such a good documentary to watch.
They portrayed Dan Schneider as I mean, pretty vicious dude. Like, it was just from the show. He was like tough to work for because he would go through anger issues, and then he would have people massage him. And it wasn't like he was like nobody claimed to say, "Oh, he touched me inappropriately." It was actually people that Nickelodeon hired. I think 2 of them were convicted sexual assault people on minors.
Really?
And then the other guy just, he did some inappropriate stuff to Drake from Drake and Josh.
Okay.
Which makes you feel real bad about how his life has kind of turned out if you follow that stuff. But
what about Amanda Bynes? There's a lot of rumors going down that bell.
Yeah, so her I guess her working with Dan Schneider and his stuff, like in the documentary, it doesn't, of course, from what I seen, it didn't say that he was sexually assaulting any of them.
Yeah.
But he was so tough to work with that it caused all the trauma and all this stuff.
Mental health issues.
Yep, exactly. And then you can't imagine if that was going on with old Drake, then there was probably other shit going on that kind of got swept under the rug, and you don't know what those people seen.
Yeah, it was
pretty fucked up.
I hate saying that it was a different time, because I was looking at some post interviews and they said, would you do the same jokes now that you would have done back then? Some of the same comments, would you make them now in the society that we live in and the acceptability of our current status here in the old U.S.? Would you do that now compared to doing it then? And most of them said absolutely not.
A lot of the shit you can't do the same jokes then that you or now that you did back then.
So I sent you a video today. I don't know if it was TikTok. I want to say it was TikTok. It was either TikTok or Facebook, and it was about one of my idols. Really, growing up, I thought to myself,
R. Kelly. I was just throwing names out.
In one of R. Kelly's interviews, he said, he was asked point blank, "Do you like to sleep with teenagers?" And he said, "I mean, you really have to define what a teenager is." 18.
13 to 18?
Yeah.
I guess 19.
Yeah.
Right?
That was his answer. No, you don't. You don't have to define what a teenager is. Yeah. The answer is no. The answer is absolutely. All right, R. Kelly. No, so this individual, loving husband, he had 2 children, which he raised in a house, right? He put roof over their heads. There was always food on the table. He always provided for them. Now, I mean, was he the best husband?
Bill Cosby?
I don't know. No, but he liked some Jell-O.
Pudding pops.
Some pudding pops. He invited his neighbors over all the time. He always had an open door. The neighbors were always over, whether they were invited or not. And he was he had a modest job at the mall. He sold shoes.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. And
Albert, I think, was his.
He was my father figure growing up. Al Bundy, the greatest father
football player.
Yeah, 4 touchdowns, 1 game. Al Bundy, Red Foreman. I mean, Dan Connor,
Hank Hill,
Homer Simpson. Those are the dads that raised me,
and they were always there for their families.
Yeah.
I mean, they were there. Like they never like. Were they strict? Were they tough? I mean, you look at Red Foreman, you're like, really, man? You got to be talking to your kids like that? Listen,
dumbass.
You knew what you got.
It's that straight. Where the beer gives you gas, but the Bundys kick ass. The nudie bar. One of my favorite lines from that show is Peg comes in. Hey, Al, did you miss me? With all the bullets.
That's the video I sent.
I haven't seen that. I've seen that, but that's one of my favorite Al Bundy moments. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, he's fitting a shoe on someone in his store, and they're like, "Oh, so if you keep it up, this is what you're going to do for the rest of your life." And he looks up and he's like, "Yeah, I have. Bingo.
Yeah. He's a good dad. If I ever meet Ed O'Neill, I'll be like, Dad?
Is that you?
Papa?
Dose? No, there's only one dose. Where are we at on the live feed? Man, we are blowing up here on the chats.
Yeah, they're going so fast I can't really read through them, but doing pretty good.
All right. Back to the whiskey. I look at this and I think to myself, is it something that I replace Makers or Woodford original, not double oaked, Jack Gentleman? Am I going to replace this in my standard lineup? Not daily because water. Ugh. But is this going to be a replacement for the daily drinker? I don't know.
I don't think it's as good as Blue Note. Blue Note, Leopold Brothers is my other favorite.
Blue Note came out of like left field. I did not expect that.
I didn't either. But this one's pretty good. I'm not going to lie.
I'm going to tell you that this was an unexpected win. Is it going to replace my go-tos? Probably not yet. Matt, come on, man. Are you that guy?
I mean, my watch is broke. If you want to help me get a new watch so we don't get interrupted, info@daddimes.com.
Yeah. God.
I mean, it is my daughter.
Bringing her on. She need a ride back.
No.
Good, because you probably shouldn't drive right now.
No, I shouldn't.
If I was going to make a good dad choice right now, driving is probably not going to be one of them. But you know what? Continuing to do this review because it's delicious. It's going to be one. We've had some before that I'm like, you know what? We could pour back in the bottle and I wouldn't feel bad about it.
Yeah.
That's not this.
This one's pretty good for sure.
Yeah.
State 38's another one that kind of came out of nowhere, where we both really like that one. Do I think it ranks up with there?
Does this rank to State 38? I think it has a unique flavor palette.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I think... So...
there's also price points that come into play with this, and I don't remember how much this one was off the top of my head, because we got it a couple weeks ago.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I like the cherry flavor in my old fashioned. I do. And I use Woodford Reserve bourbon cherries, and orange bitters, and the Pierre, possibly the sugar cubes. This would be good in an old fashioned because it would. I think it would complement the cherry flavor. So that's not bad.
Depending on price point too, this might complement a whiskey Coke too. If you like a cherry whiskey Coke.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't have to do the cherry Coke.
No, not at all.
This would really bring that out.
Yeah.
I think they did a good job. I think that, for being a pioneer for a Wyoming distillery, and that's not to bring a negativity by any means to the great state.
But when you think of Wyoming, you don't think, oh, they're whiskey.
Yeah. So this is pioneering something that I have yet to see, and I love it. And I think the product that's coming out of it is very well cultivated. I am intrigued on whether or not they're going to start producing their own. I think that would change this game a little bit. Right now they have individuals that are really creating this mix to get this flavor from Indiana, Tennessee, and Kentucky.
They are blending.
Lots of blending. If they're making in-house, is that going to change the flavor? It will absolutely change the flavor. And I'll tell you that the weather patterns that they have in Wyoming would really affect what's going to go in this bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you see in Tennessee when you talk about barrels sweating, and when you talk about You put them in, the various storage. I mean, one of the issues that you have with stranded hands is they have controlled environment, in-house storage in Denver. So you really don't get that flavor of like the Denver death.
Yeah.
Because that's what's in the air all the time in Denver.
Death?
Lately. They have temperature controlled, they have humidity controlled, and that's kind of what creates the stability of stranded hands. When you're in Tennessee, they have various like barns, houses, that they put all the barrels in, and as the climate changes, the temperature changes, the barrels will expand and they'll contract, and that's what really creates this really interesting profile, along with how they char their wood and how they get their water from their fountain of youth. Really, is what I think it is. If they had those type of houses in Wyoming, the variation in temperature and the variation in weather in general would create something very special.
I think it'd be cool.
It'd be really cool.
Yeah.
They do that in Breckenridge.
Okay.
Yeah. So they have how they store a lot of their stuff is element controlled. So you'll get variations of what Breckenridge produces because the longer they leave it out, the more seasons affected. If you think about wine, it's the same thing, right? There's different seasons of wine that are revered, and there's other seasons that just completely are horrible. It's because the weather changes how the aging in the barrel occurs.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's good to know. I think with Colorado, we have hot summers, we have somewhat cold winters.
But it depends.
Yeah.
Some winters are super cold and wet and snowy, and others...
But that could add to the complexity of the whiskey.
It does.
Yeah.
I would like to see so Jefferson's whiskey has an ocean blend that's aged at sea. They put their barrels on a boat, and it goes back and forth, and it does a couple laps around the earth, and that's how they. I know it could happen, and that's how they create their brand for the ocean, right?
Yep.
This thing was aged at sea, which is a cool story. Does it change? The flavor's a flavor. I like it.
I think it's okay.
This is what I want to see from this Wyoming bourbon. I want to see it distilled in Wyoming. I want to see it put in barrels in Wyoming. Then I want to see these barrels anchored to the ground.
So they don't blow away.
And then I want to see tornadoes come through, rip them in the sky, flip them around a bit, slam them back into the ground, and then put it in a barrel.
Yeah.
Tornado aged.
Minus 40. Minus 40 might be a good whiskey temp. I don't know enough about it to comment on it, but minus 40 seems like a good whiskey temp. Will it freeze?
No. Because of the alcohol percentage.
Even at minus 40?
Yeah,
when's alcohol freeze?
I think it depends on the proof.
Higher
the proof, the lower the alcohol, or the lower the water content.
Yeah. It's like Windex, huh?
It's like next time on DadDimes, we'll tell you
how Windex tastes.
One of these tastes exactly. I think it's the one down there. Tastes like Windex.
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible, but everyone loves it.
Interesting.
Couldn't tell you the name because I can't see around corners, but it will be on DadDimes.
Yeah,
buddy.
Well, so far we're at one comment.
Yeah?
DJ and Justin, you guys are the best.
Oh.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Wow.
Love DadDimes.
Wow. I cannot tell you how much I really appreciate that. Mm-hmm. Is that from our fan from Wapos?
Could be. Yep.
Or Wapos fan base. I love it. All right, so, okay. 1 through 5. We're talking on the rocks. We're not diluting. It is straight out the bottle. Room temperature in March 2023. I say that because we have variations as well.
This one surprised me because the last
few,
yeah, I've been a little rough.
Yeah, Bardstown, man, that was
rough. It got worse as you drank it. This one, I mean, it got better.
Yeah.
Neat with nothing. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. 3.5 neat.
That's pretty high.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, so neat. I'm pulling.
That could be the whiskey talking as well.
Yeah, we changed the rules. We're like going into this like half half in the tank already. We're going in this completely dry. I like the cherry flavors. I like the blueberry flavor. I love the aroma. They did a really, really good job on that blend. Neat. It's a 3.8 for me.
Okay.
Again,
that's where I was going on the rocks. Is probably a 3.8.
They put a lot of science into that, and I love it. Rocks, you're going 3.8?
Yep.
I don't know if it dulled it too much for me, but I like it cold. I really do like it cold. Yeah. As with most of my whiskeys. I don't like a warm whiskey.
See, that dilution for me is what really made that cherry flavor pop. And it reminds me kind of like a Woodford cherry almost, where you get that sweetness from the cherry. Yeah. And so that slight dilution made me give it that 3.8. So
I think I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with 3.8. I'm going to go 3.8 neat, 3.8 on the rocks. I think that it's just as good. Like I said, I like it cold. I do agree with you. It pulls out that bourbon cherry taste.
Oh yeah.
And really, I mean that's the icing on the cake when it comes to the Woodford Reserve cherries. And again, the right ingredients to make the perfect old fashioned. That's where it comes from.
Be great in old fashioned for sure.
It's going to be.
I guess the biggest question we have is, does this one get the Double D award?
Is it getting double D's?
Is it getting the Double D? Do you give it the D?
I'll give it a D.
I give it a D too. So a Double D award goes to Brush Creek.
Brush Creek, congratulations. I appreciate your time, energy, and effort. You did a great job on this one.
And so now when you think of Wyoming, you think of fucking whiskey.
Whiskey, cowboys, fireworks, prison.
I would just think of whiskey and fireworks, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I mean, the University of Wyoming is a cowboy.
Never been there.
I mean, they play football.
I mean, I ventured in my collegiate career was at Front Range Community College, so shout out to Front Range.
I visited there once.
Yeah?
Yeah. My nephew was getting enrolled. Got him taken care of.
Nice.
No, it didn't turn out well for him.
Oh, see, when I went there, I completed my certification as an EMT, IV, and basic EKG interpretation. So,
you can read the code of doop doop.
I used to be able to. That was many moons ago.
But I mean, the code hasn't changed, right? It's still boop doop.
I don't remember all that shit.
Boop, boop.
You know how much is involved in that?
Well, I will tell you that there's two that I know. The ones that are on that go boop 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 boop, and the ones that go boop.
Only one of those are good. I used to be able to tell, oh yeah, that's a Widowmaker heart rhythm.
Oh.
Not no more.
No. Now you're just like, you don't look good.
Yeah.
You really, really need to go to the hospital.
I wouldn't even be able to tell you now. I'd just be like, hey, you know what?
I got a fun story for you. I actually brought this up today. I was talking to some work colleagues about it. We're talking about AEDs. Mm-hmm. And, our listeners want to know some fun stories. So, I mean, it's kind of fun. It's kind of sad, but, it's
life.
I mean, that's life.
Yep.
So, I got a call to a certain Schmuck and Schmillies, location down in Schmendale, Schmallerado. And unfortunately, someone was having an event. There was a fight, and the old ticker stopped.
Ooh.
Yeah. So initially we get there and we're like, oh man, the guy that was getting in a fight, like we're talking murder charges. Now, granted, guy lived for a little bit, didn't turn out that way. Longevity of like another couple hours, but so he was in a fight. The individual went on the ground, heart stopped working, which can happen. So we grabbed the other guy. We're like, oh man, like you caused this, clink clink, right? Going to jail. Ends up, this individual had some other choices in life, increased, some cardiac plaque, and it just so happens it was the time. So we're there, giving CPR, doing what we can to bring back life. And I remember asking one of the managers at the old Schmuck Schmillies, hey, do you have an AED? Like an AED is like necessary right now. Yeah. Dude needs a heartbeat, doesn't have one. That thing brings the heartbeat back. And they said, yeah, we don't have one. And I was like, how do you not have one? I mean, we still have one. Okay, well, we're wasting time here going back and forth. Yeah. Get on the radio, hey, we need an AED. Paramedics rush in, they bring back life, they take him to the hospital. A little while down the line, it didn't work out, right? So and for all those that don't know, CPR is about like a 15% success rate. So, but the 15% matters to a lot of people.
I mean, really, CPR is just meant to get oxygen to the brain and just keep going until you could restore his heart.
So I went back and I was like, well, even Target has AEDs. And Target has AEDs because they got sued because they have pharmacies in their location. They say, listen, you expect a certain population to come into your location. It is your job to at least have life-saving measures available in case something were to occur. Makes sense to me, right?
I think AEDs they should be in the majority of buildings per building code.
Yeah. So I went back to Schmuck and Schmillies, and I was like, listen, you have a population that you're responsible for. And they're like, we are not like Target. We don't have a pharmacy. We're not expected to give extended life-saving capabilities. If something were to occur, we call that acts of God. There's not, we can't predict that. And I went back and I said, listen, you have individuals that come here on a weekly basis that are shuttled here from certain senior living locations.
Yeah.
And they actually have some, what are they called? The senior living facilities.
Old folks home?
I mean, that's the way of putting it, right? That they will actually have a sign-up list every week, and they barter who can get on the list. Like, I'm going to give you 3 extra milks so I can take your name so I can go to Schmuck and Schmillies. So they actually have this as a reoccurring weekly trip, which they are welcomed by said location, and therefore they are now having to have that extended care just in case something were to occur.
Because Porsche and Minivan are fucking up there, and when Minivan whips out her bazongas, old Dale, his heart may not handle it.
And you knew it could happen, and it is your responsibility to keep them as alive as possible.
That's true.
That's a fun Schmuck and Schmilly story.
Yeah.
I have many of them. I lost a tooth because of one of those.
Did you?
Yeah.
Is it that front one that's super white compared to all your other ones?
That's real funny. Real funny, man.
Yeah.
We need to get Brandon on the show.
Brandon?
Yeah.
Maybe this weekend.
Maybe. No, because it has to be Wednesday.
He works most Wednesdays.
Yeah, he makes a choice.
All right.
Shout out to all of our brothers in blue. We really appreciate you, and keep strong. I know that there's some hard times ahead, and it may get better.
Probably not, but it may.
We support you.
Oh yeah.
I remember when I first moved in. I walk outside. Hey, what do you do for a living? I'm a plumber. What do you do for a living? Cop.
I beg your pardon, what? You shark?
You what?
No, I'm a cop. Fuck this guy. Narc. And then my wife introduced your wife to drink. No, I'm just joking.
Joy and happiness and so much love.
Love and happiness.
All right, so we got the Double D award on the old Brush Creek.
Double
Thank
D,
you
baby.
for being amazing in Wyoming. We appreciate all of our live stream fans. Woo!
More comments next time, guys. Step your fucking game up. This is bullshit.
I mean,
I was looking at that board trying to comment on your shit and nobody commented, so next time. Piece of shit.
So, what's the dime of the week?
I have no idea. If it's hard for you to get drunk, go ahead and start a diet where you don't drink.
Yeah.
And then wait 3 days. And on that third day, you'll get pretty drunk.
And you will make it.
Yeah.
So what you're really trying to say is live a healthy lifestyle. Mm-hmm. Make sure that there's balance. Don't forget the finer things in life, because you know what? If you take out the finer things in life, then what is it all worth?
Nothing.
Dime of the week.
Doom, 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 boom.
I love it. All right, to all of our fans out there, we appreciate you. Thank you for continuously staying with us. This is episode number 17, Dad Dimes. We Brush Creek reviewed the old Brush Creek, Wyoming. We love you as always, and
appreciate it, Alex. Thanks for the review.
Alex. Yeah.
God bless Dad Dimes. God bless America.
Yeah. Till next time, Dad Dimes.